Hi, Ophies. If you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Here's your ink blot for early May, contrast style. If you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Ophies will add on some tarot and oracle along the way, and as well the spirit box for any shout outs. If you'd like to take a moment to close the eyes, release the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Ophies, as always, thank you for being my muse. Thank you for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. Let's go. I've got two little creatures stepping forward to me. One is like a massive... okay, I shouldn't say massive, but I think right here. First I was drawn up here, and then it came right down here to this. Could be like a white rabbit. I don't know yet, Ophies. I'm seeing Smurfs. I'm also seeing the candle holder from Beauty and the Beast. What's his name? I don't know. Somebody getting married, like on a boat, or a ceremony of commitment, or having a conversation on a boat. Maybe just an emotional conversation because it's water oriented. I'm seeing like mermaids. Like a mermaid cake topper. It might just be a conversation that's emotional in nature, or that you feel deeply about, that feels fluid, but there might be some sort of commitment about it. I feel like if I go through these rings, and I will, I'm gonna, it's like portal jumping. I feel like they're like wormholes. That's what it makes me feel like, Ophies. You got some sort of like portals around you. Oh, and you know what's interesting is I'm seeing... Okay, let's see if I can share this with you because it's a little minute, but I'll do my best. Okay, so here's like the portal, but I'm like right in here, and it's like I'm seeing a head with an arm hanging, like if they're hanging on the side of this ring portal, and there is spirit. I don't know if you guys are drawing like helping save spirits, like okay, go. Spirits being both in density or in the afterlife. I'm not sure because they look angelic. They do look angelic in nature. They're being of service somehow. And there's like a bear cub up there. A bear cub. That symbology may mean something to somebody. You might also know of a portal within your palace of perception, or it's in your actual home where you talk to spirits. Speaking of, we'll add on the spirit box. We're here for Ophiuchus.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah, like I talk to them. It could even be like in sleep, or in, that in between slumber, between awake and REM. Anyway, yes. Like you understand what I'm saying. But it's almost like a secret garden space. Oops, sorry. I keep forgetting the mic's like right there now. I'm pouring something. Is it like it could be something about like Aquarius energy around you, or just like the water bearer, airflow. What is this curious little sensation I got going on here? It's hard to determine, Ophies. Okay, am I in Robin Hood? I might be in Robin Hood. Okay. So I'm seeing three creatures. I'm going to say three characters. It's giving me the sensation of like Robin Hood. I can see a forest, and they are singing, playing a flute. I don't know if those are actual things from Robin Hood, but it's not the point. It's drawing me in to like this little space here. But one's like a distraction. One's resting and one's climbing. There might be 3 different portions of your energy right now that are like just doing 3 different things, but they're all involved in the same power structure. Point being 1, 2, and then obviously 3. Opis, 3 points of power. They're all doing it differently. Oh, incredible. I'm going to show that to you. You can always like right here. Boom, boom, boom. Robin Hood. That might mean something to someone, along with like, what did Robin Hood do? Like steal from the rich and give to the poor. Not that that's vindicated, but it's just making me feel like there's some sort of power adjustment or alignment. Oh, because of the portal. Because of the portal of perception, I can see when things are skewed. I'm seeing a different kind of triangle right now. I'm not even going to try and say what kind it is. It will be, no. But it's just a different kind of triangle where, like, see, I really want to try and say it, but I know I don't know the word. Like 1 and 2 is really, really long. Like it's not anyway, it's like your awareness of geometry when it's not that it's off, but if it's in your vicinity, if it's in your aura, this is where I'm at. So I'll accept that. If anything is amiss and you're like, oh, these power dynamics are a little bit off, even within the self, there's these repairs happening. And you realize it's not about stealing from the rich and taking from the poor. But if you're noticing this has too much active, too much passivity, and it draws from the geometry. I feel like you guys might see things. I feel like Opie see things that... Okay, I'm going to say this politely, that... feels like suffering if I was to view it from a different set of eyes. And it's almost as if your attention and awareness helps in that angelic kind of being up there. Something about children too. It's not saying necessarily that they're young souls, just leave here, innocent. Yeah, it's like somehow you might be able to help their innocence leave what has been less innocent. Does that make sense? Like it makes me uncomfortable to speak of, but Opis have eyes on it, energetic eyes, some sort of vision about it, because I just saw that triangle go whoop, vision. Opis, you guys are fascinating. You guys are so fascinating. Seeing a worm. I'm not sure if it's an earthworm or a snake. Oh, I feel like it's an earthworm. Ancestor of tribes, hunter of honor. This is the Opie collective, at least in the aura that I'm standing in. You hold honor in not only of your collective energy as Ophiuchians, but I'm going to say the tribe of hope. The tribe of... They feel like children. They feel like small souls, but that doesn't mean they're small. It doesn't mean they're young. They might be embodied young, but do you know what I'm saying? Because even when I'm looking at this Ancestor of Tribes card, see if the lighting will let it come through. See like the bunny in there? Like it's just, there's an innocence and a purity. And you help, if I put these the right way, your hand of honor helps them go through that portal I don't know if somebody is like a therapist for children. Even like a mentor of some sort of word psychologist, whatever. Pick words that feel good to you, even for parents or adults, because you can see the trickle down that healthy adults help the children. Does that make sense? Something along that lines. Now, even if that's not your professional role, it's also from like I'm going to say like a paranormal perspective. You can see it amongst the collective. And it's not in a judgment of where injustices have been done from a societal space. I understand that could be a portion of it. But this is, I'm going to say it from the Opie perspective, where there's hope to maintain a bigger balance. Like it goes bigger. It goes bigger. I don't know how else to say that. I'm seeing the yin yang symbol. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing the yin yang symbol. It's in a shell. Yeah,
what do you mean?
It's in a shell. Yeah, I don't know what I mean either. It's just in a shell. So that's where I was seeing the yin yang symbol, and it's like in the shell. And then I just saw it as eyes as soon as I said shells, like the shells. So, you know, like when you can look at some people and they're like, their eyes are just shell of a soul, or like I'm trying to be nice about it, but hopefully you know what I'm saying. Oh, Opie's, it's like, you have eyes on the balance of hope. And I do feel like this is that spirit space that I was immediately drawn to, but it brings me, when I saw it, like a rabbit, and then it kind of brings me into the rabbit again of this tribe. Maybe like a camp or something. I don't know. A camp? Okay, I'm flipping it. Oh my goodness, Obies. Your inkblot's so distracting. It's amazing. Look at this. Okay, so here's a face. And here's like, I don't know, coats or like a cape. Okay. Woo. Okay. Opies. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Okay. I don't know if you're like some sort of royalty in a reality from a land far, far away, or you are a prince or a princess. But that's what's stepping forward to me here. Now, whether it's you or of your spirit, or it could be a spirit guide, something feels like royalty here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry. When this being that I was trying to share with you steps forward to me, like I pause. I appreciate. I am silent and I witness. And I'm grateful. And I understand. Yeah. And I understand the presence is not to overpower me, because I appreciate this presence sees where overpower is being used within oneself. You know, maybe it's at your job, relationship, this, that, or the other. So in this being, this guardian steps forward of balance and hope with the yin yang symbols and its massive wings. And please, if there's any sort of alien or spirit guide that you're working with, or ascended master, it's not even about making promises. Opies. I don't know how else to say that. Whatever you have, whether you are resonating with this as an aspect of yourself, as a guardian, as a guide, this being is just awe-inspiring. Your energy, in your aura, it's awe-inspiring. I can't even get tarot out to add on to it because it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay. And as wandering down a little bit, I'm also seeing kangaroos with this being. Lightning bolts as well. Something about music. It's almost like if this portion of you, or if you hear a certain song, steps forward, like, you're on the radio and it just like, you hear that song, that tune, that resonance, that frequency, whatever the case may be. And you're just like, yes. That's what it feels like. It's like this energy can be called forward. Like, say I was getting ready to go to a business meeting, or I'm going to go, open the door to my children's room to have this tough conversation with them, or a good conversation, teenager, whatever the case may be. It's like I can hear a soundtrack that I put on play to like power myself up, but in this presence where I'm not overpowering. And everyone, no matter who I'm having the conversation with, internally, even of myself, like logic to intuition, the intellect doesn't overpower the intuitive nature, and vice versa. There's this beautiful, right, the bridge of imagination, the in-between. Oh, that felt very, very powerful. I did say I saw kangaroos, yes. Okay, we're here for the Opie Collective. There's also beings on the bottom, like when this energy steps forward into the room, they also stop and stare. People might stare at you a lot, Opies. I don't know if you notice that. It feels like I can see, again, it's the light thing, like just they might not even consciously know it. Just, you're walking down the road and maybe people look at you or something like that. It's just your light, your energy. That's what it's. I feel like you can see sorrow. If anyone feels like they see a lot of sorrow, I almost want to say you might see it because you help the spirit of it transmute. I'm not saying that's an easy task or a reason, but it's almost like you can adjust your glasses, as I'm seeing down here. And it's almost as if, like, in these eyes, this is kind of giving me the feeling of like 5 of Cups kind of feel, but it's also giving me hermit vibes, because there is spirit in there. There is light, contemplation, cave, and it might be necessary or intelligent for the intellect and the intuition, etc., Opies, that every so often you revert to a cave of cleansing, whatever that is for you. Now, whether it means you go to a library and you just read in a corner, have a coffee, or you go to a salt cave, or you take a sound bath, or you just take a long hot shower and you put some eucalyptus in there. I don't know. You do whatever you do. It feels important so that you don't become the frequency of the 5 of Cups, or, kind of feel, but you might see that because your attention and awareness serves it and gives it hope. And it's almost like in that big guardian, like angel being, whether this is happening in the tangible realm or in the ethereal realm, it's like it steps forward and sends hope to those beings, to those tribe beings. 6 of Swords and the Magician. I'm telling you, you have some sort of ability to help. You do help. It's like people might see you as like magic. People might just see you, Opies, as plain old, good old-fashioned magic, simply by being who you are. And you might help people move on. And that might actually makes me feel like a lot of people come and go in your life as well. Like there may not be a whole lot of people that stay. And I kind of want to say that's okay. That's okay. Walk on by. Blue. Okay. We had here the Fool and the High Priestess. and the Empress and Eight of Coins. Of course, if any of those cards mean anything to you, please follow that versus what I'm yammering on about, OPs, as we're getting ready to close here. Yeah, it brings me into that space of, if it's not maybe what you do for a living or a profession or this, that, or the other, maybe you're just a really good friend and you can help those move through sorrow, this, that, or the other. But on a spiritual level, I'm going to say, on a holistic level, you help light the way. And I say that because it's the High Priestess, going back to the beginning of the honor for smaller tribes people to move through, almost like a psychopomp, souls that are suffering, but not necessarily like, it could be like a portion of them could be if they've passed over already, but if they're still existing and living, you send like bravery to them. You send hope to their energy. You don't do it for them. You don't take away anything by saying, I can be your savior. This is, I am sending you the strength. I'm sending you the inspiration to remember your strength. Why you chose this. Oh, I feel like people just really look up to you in some way, shape, or form. But I gotta say, Opes, because of this position I'm sending on, it's like some people don't appreciate your ability to see sorrow through any masks. Like you can see it. It doesn't necessarily mean you say it. It might just be something that you do very, very silently. Maybe it's something you notice in the collective energy of the earth. I feel like you're always working. You're always working on it. But I don't think a lot of people see that. Interesting. I want to put sorry, I am getting ready to close out here. I don't mean to take up too much of your time. There might be a side story here, Opes. If you're still with me, I appreciate your attention and awareness. The Magician and the Priestess.
Leave here.
I feel like when your male and female aspects are aligned, or this could also have something to do with like parent figures, this, that, or the other, they could be floating out in the aura. But you know what? I'm going to land into the Opie energy. Like this is each an eye, the left eye, the right eye, this, that, or the other. You might make people uncomfortable simply by the way you observe, because they know you can see their soul. Oh my goodness. Opes, I hope this story resonated. Please give it a like if it did. If this is a deep reading that that song Hungry Eyes? Well, at least I know from like the Dirty Dancing soundtrack. But it feels like as I'm in your aura, Opes, it's healing eyes. Healing eyes. I feel like remembering if you're around somebody and you are seeing it, even in the world of the collective, to take a moment and ask for permission for your healing. And like, not if you're just watching something, but if you're like, oh, I want to send some healing or attention and awareness, some hope, just give a quick moment to ask for permission for it to be received or released freely. Doable. Yeah. Okay. Closing out for the OP Collective for early May. Translucence, love the darkness. Ubuntu, compassion for others. Solitude, alone but not lonely. Like, what a great way to kind of be harmonizing. We were talking about solitude, being in that cave to replenish, the cave to cleanse, like even cleanse like your glasses. I don't know. You guys got like mad scientist glasses. You guys can see a lot of different things, a lot of different spectrums and stuff like that. But taking time to be in solitude to cleanse the compassion for others that you see. And I also feel like that might be a weird way to say that, but so that you don't carry it. But again, you can send it in the translucence of love the darkness. See, it's even as if, see how there's like a person on there? I can't help but think that you're helping. You're like heroes of something. But like you're hidden in plain sight. For souls that are not even on the same continent as you. For souls that are right beside you. Whether this is psychopomp style or children. Oh. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's like your wisdom, your ability, your awareness, your sight, your psychic sight helps them. Like you are the crow and you help. You don't solve it for them. I don't know how else to say that, but it's very honorable, right? From the beginning, Ophiuchus, I'm going to close out here. It's an extreme honor. Whatever you are currently foreseeing, interacting with, it is honorable. You bring hope to the tribes of humanity, especially for the young. There's definitely a female around you. And hopefully if you feel like you've missed an opportunity, know that you haven't. This, you haven't. You're aware and awake. Other people might try and like stop you psychically if you can sense that. They keep missing you. But that's exhausting too, that every so often you have to like constantly dodge. It's like if you're a remote viewer and they also, whoever they is, but they have psychic security. That's what that makes me feel like. Okay, that might be the best way that I can say to express that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Ophiuchus, I love you. Until next time, I will see you closer to your color blot that we'll do beside your contrast for closer to the end of May and get a look at that. It's been my honor. Thank you.